why go against the primary trend of what the primary trend is right now? And so my thought process is anytime that I have daily charts that tell me that I want to be short across the board, all the indexes are working together. When I really became the best scalper I could have ever become was when I recognized the bigger picture superseded the short term, and I only scalped in that direction with size. So I would wait on a day like today or yesterday or the day before, and I would sell the rallies with size, and I try to scalp in that direction. I would not scalp against the grain. And so where I think a lot of day traders get themselves into trouble is they look and they see a bearish daily chart, and they see that the market has now turned bearish. And a lot of times they find themselves trying to scalp long because it's getting to support first versus just waiting for the short scalp. And that's the mindset that gets you just all twisted and turned around. And I can tell you this, for longevity in this business, you've got to look at the bigger picture first, take it down to the shorter term, and that will slow things down for you. Remember my themes, slow things down, get into rhythm, get into good decision-making mode. And if you keep fading your plan, or if you're trying to go against the primary trend of the current moment, then you're just going to keep getting turned around. Then you're always chasing and you build this, anxiety almost within the market. And to me, that's the mistake I see over and over and over and over again. They just don't slow things down. And I go back to it. It's just about ease your way into the year, build that good decision making, because at some point there's going to be time where you're going to be able to increase your size, where all of a sudden things are going really well and you built that good rhythm. And then all of a sudden your execution becomes flawless. I've talked about this before. The first time I made six figures in a day was a nothing day in the E-mini S&P. It was a 15-point range at most. And I just traded unbelievably well. Why? Because I was in perfect rhythm. There were so many days prior to that where the market was 10 times as busy as it was on that particular day. But on that day, I owned it. Everything I did was right. I waited, I executed perfectly, I executed with size, I scaled out perfectly, waited for the next moment, did it again, and the market just gave me everything I asked for. You can't plan that day. That day cannot be planned. You don't know when it's going to come. So in order for you to get to that point of achieving that day that you want to get, you just got to put the work in. You've got to build good rhythm. It's the most understated thing because for me, it sets the tone, not only for the month of January, but for the year. And my best years have been the years I've just built and built and built, and I've removed a lot of the fluctuation. And there's going to be fluctuation in your P&L throughout the year. But the best thing you could do is narrow that fluctuation. Take a lot of that downside out because that actually adds to the upside as you build your year.